Moving away from Ukraine onto other world news, clashes broke out early this Friday at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa mosque. Medics say that dozens of Palestinians were injured. Tensions have soared in recent weeks after a series of deadly attacks by Palestinians prompted a military operation from Israel that has killed multiple Palestinians in the West Bank. Well, for more, we can cross to Jerusalem and speak to Sami Sokol. Sami, what else do we know about what happened in Jerusalem this morning?
Yeah, well, I can tell you that the Israeli police and forces, they stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque. We're talking about before 6 o'clock this morning, and they confronted hundreds of Palestinian youth who were there. And we've seen very strong images of tear gas and both stun grenades being tossed into the Al-Aqsa Mosque. There were people there who were beaten by the police, including journalists that were beaten by the police. We have reports now of 60 Palestinians who were wounded. The police have said that they have 3 who are wounded in this clash. And when they're asked why did they go inside into this Al-Aqsa Mosque Plaza, known in Hebrew as the Temple Mount, they were saying that they did it in order to confront the Palestinians who were marching there, who already were preparing with stones and were throwing stones, and that they were waving Palestinian flags and Hamas flags. And what we've seen today is very similar to what we've seen in Jerusalem last year. And this has led to a bigger escalation with the war in Gaza that followed, exactly following these incidents in the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound.
And Sami, this comes after weeks of tension in the West Bank, where the Israeli military launched an operation after a series of attacks. Can you tell us what's been happening there?
Yeah, well, throughout the West Bank, the Israeli military has been making large-scale arrests among militants, especially those who are active with the Islamic Jihad, but also with other factions. And what we've seen yesterday, there were 3 funerals in the West Bank, 2 Palestinians from the Jenin area. There was another one who died of his wounds from clashes next to Beta, south of Nablus. And we're seeing a kind of an escalation. Israel has announced that they will enable the prayer to continue today in the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and that there will be a closure over the West Bank at 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is ahead of the Jewish holiday. Today is a beginning of the Passover. So, I mean, it's a very sensitive period. And the Israeli military has announced that Palestinians will not be allowed to enter Jerusalem and Israel throughout this weekend, the first day of Passover.
All right, Sami, you will, of course, be keeping a close eye for us on the situation there. Sami Sokol reporting from Jerusalem.